Length of your beard. How's your beard going?
It's coming. It's running wild. Seriously though, we have a few little injuries, but like every team in America at this time, we've hit just about every situation that's going to happen during the course of the year. For our athletes right now, things are changing a little bit. There's a little bit more activity around campus. Our freshmen are moving in today, so we have things like that. But that's a part of it too, to be able to, when it's football time, you got to focus on football. And there are other outside things that you have to be able to deal with. Classes are getting ready to start. Not as much time. We have now 4-hour rule pops in. So you start, right before that, you start going over a lot of these situations, preparing the guys. We try to prepare them for anything that's going to happen in the game. Now it's preparing, of course, off the field too. But camp's not over though. Right. We have other work to be done. Excited about tomorrow, and of course excited about Saturday to end camp.
How do things sort of turn up to game speed progressively through this next week for you guys now?
Oh, it just naturally it does. It's not like they need a whole lot of pep talks. Of anticipation, everything changes. When they walk down to eat, concessions happening. The band will be out Saturday for us. So that college experience that you feel tells you that it's time to get it right. Before you know it, you're coming out of the tunnel and it's for real. When they keep score, it counts. Players get that.
How ready are the guys, do you think, to face somebody other than themselves across the line?
I think to a man, they'll all say that they're ready for that. They've enjoyed camp. It's been a grind. We went, I don't know how many days in a row in pads. But our players have done what they're supposed to do. Everybody is on time for everything. We got to know each other well. Spent a lot of time with them, but they're ready.
There was some news in the Big Ten yesterday. Another coach got suspended for 3 games. Just your thoughts on that?
I don't have a whole lot of thoughts, really on what's happening in somebody else's program. I'm aware of the things that are going on at Ohio State, but I think you start commenting when you're inside and you really know what you're commenting on. I don't. I just know, about our season coming up. All focus is on that.
Sure. You work though. You know how important football is to that place.
I think football is important everywhere.
Right.
That place, ours, a lot of alumni that care about their program.
Sure.
That want to do things the right way. So whatever they decided, I'm sure a lot of effort has gone into it. And I don't think they're canceling their season pretty soon. Just like for us, game week is coming up. And I'm sure they're going to show up for that first game.
Justice Williams has maybe been one of the guys that's shown some good things in camp, making that move to the receiver. Does he continue to maybe be what you thought he would be? Thinking back to maybe even last year when he was doing some of the scout team stuff?
Yes. Of course, he'll tell you that's when we noticed him. But even before that, he played receiver in high school, so he had that skill set. It didn't just all of a sudden show up. Numbers, I'm talking, he's one of the strongest guys on the team. You wouldn't know that, Great guy. He's going to be doing something special in the world someday, representing the University of Illinois. And as a football player, great leadership ability. By example, he does what's right always. So guys like that deserve an opportunity to contribute in some form, and he'll be able to do that.
Were you surprised at all that he approached you about making a position change?
No, I think guys, they go through and, they play different positions, and you start seeing what you think you can do best to help the football team. We as coaches, of course, going through the same thing, but most of the time, we ask a guy to change. It's just not out of the blue. Man, how did they, there's a reason why. And for Justice, as we mentioned, running some routes over there, everybody saw those days. So, this guy may be able to play receiver. So that's how we got to that point.
With Montesir and Irish Oconia, some other guys that made position changes, what have you seen from them and their adjustments at having this full camp now?
Well, I think as a young player, we put you at a position kind of based on what we know, but then you get them into the mix, and then eventually you see a skill set that maybe works better for another position. That was the case with both of those guys. We played with big linebackers at our 5 technique position. So it was natural. Again, both of them have excellent strength, speed, they're smart. Weren't quite, we didn't feel like the linebacker fit was perfect for them. But normally if that's the case, defensive end is the next spot you should look. James Crawford, similar situation for us. Moved there, it was a natural for him right away. Hopefully we can get a little of the same play from these guys.
Carol Phillips too, right?
Carol Phillips. Most of those speed rushers like that were once linebackers, got a little bigger or just, rushed a little bit more than they, their pass coverage or man-to-man skill.
What's the challenge with making that change, especially if you're going from facing, receivers and stuff and dropping back in coverage to, 300-pound linemen all the time?
Yeah, 300-pound linemen, we don't want to get in a match where we're on the edge most of the time. We ask the guys to use their speed, quickness, athletic ability. When they were dropping, we do the same thing on the edge. They're not inside, playing in between a guard and a tackle. They're on that edge getting up the field. So a lot of similar things they've done is what they're doing now.
What's the impact Colton Ron, the Tuscaloosa 9-year-old, has had on this football team?
Well, some things just kind of naturally happen. We live in the world, so some people are dealing with different challenges throughout. And I think when players, again, they're human and they see someone and like them and just become a friend. It's like you do becoming a part of a team. And outside, you hang around each other for a while and become a part of the group. We want our guys, of course, to be in the community as much as anything. We didn't set that up or encourage the guys. That's just something that's naturally happened.
What would it mean to you that 3 of your guys drive to Tuscaloosa in the summer to coach a flag football league? That doesn't really happen.
That's what I assume our guys are going to do. We have a bunch of great guys that, want to be involved in the community and realize that they can have an impact. Whenever you can make somebody's day a little bit brighter, you'll drive to do that, or anything else you'll do, or go to the Challenger League playing baseball, whatever else the guys can do.
As you've gotten to know Colton, what have you kind of learned from him?
Again, I don't know him an awful lot, to be truthful. This is a football player deal as much as anything. So they'll be able to tell you a lot more about him than I could.
Good. Thank you.
All right, thank you.